Roll call, Jake,
Present.
Alicia,
Here.
Mark,
Here.
Bradley,
Here.
I'm here, Ashley,
Here.
Steve,
Here.
Larry, and Brad, and 3 people in the audience. Please stand for the invocation led by Alicia, and I will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for this day you've given each and every one of us here tonight, Lord. I just ask for your guidance and to watch over us as we make the best decisions for our community, Lord. I give you all the praise and the glory. Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Item number 3, do we have any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda?
I do not.
Okay. Seeing none. Item 4, discuss and approve the following meeting minutes, May the 7th, 2024.
Motion to approve May 7th meeting minutes.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
seconded by Brad. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, request ratification of change order number 6 for the Avenue K parking for the downtown improvement project in the amount of $14,941.94.
Motion to approve change order number 6 for $14,941.94.
Second.
Motion by Jake, seconded by Alicia. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I have laid, updated our sheet. There's what they're in front of you there. Come down to the bottom, we're adding this $14,000 change order. That our new amount now that we're, I guess, that we're gonna use ARPA funding for is the $204,432.14. That's the $189,000 carried forward plus that $14,000. So that is the number now that we're committed. We have committed ARPA funds for.
You comfortable with that?
Yep.
I am.
204,432.
Yes.
Shall we say that?
Yes.
Okay. Item 6, discuss and approve paying.
Did you vote?
No.
No, that's what I kept waiting on, a motion.
He made a motion. I second.
No, not on the,
On the ARP
yeah,
agenda item number 6.
no, on number 5.
We did do that.
On number 5, I made the motion.
She
and
seconded.
She seconded.
Yeah, but he's talking about committing the ARPA funds.
Yes,
We need a motion and a second on committing those ARPA funds.
the ARPA funds.
Oh.
I make a motion to commit the ARPA funds to pay change order number 6.
Second.
Motion by Jake, seconded by Mark. Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And now we can go to item number 6. Discuss and approve paying the following invoices from the ARPA funds. Box invoice number 118-39039 in the amount of $900 for the cloud storage for May the 3rd, 24 through May the 2nd, 25.
Motion to approve invoice number 118-39039 out of the ARPA funds for
Second.
$900.
Motion by Mark, seconded by Alicia. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. A Clarion invoice 2287 in the amount of $420.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Jake,
Second.
seconded by Brad. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, discussion concerning a skate park, a city skate park.
Me. I was contacted by Councilman Smith concerning the skate park, and basically I was saying that as part of my arrival, I know it had been discussed, and for whatever reason, it didn't go through, so I guess he's requesting again to look at, developing a skate park over by the ball fields in that recreation area, and, to see if there's interest in moving forward in that direction.
Mr. Brown, if I may, Ms. Taylor, or you want to speak about this? Is that why you're here tonight?
I am. I can.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am, you gotta come up.
I'm gonna go up there, okay. So I kind of started this discussion in our community with several of the council members. And my kids, I homeschool, and I have 3 boys. They came with me. Their dad's working late. I'm like, well, it'll be a good experience. So they were homeschooled, and they really like alternative sports. Now, I'm also on the GCYA, the Glades County Youth Athletic Association board. I'm a secretary there. And we have an awesome program for kids and ball players, soccer and baseball. But my kids like motocross, BMX, and skateboards. And that's kind of a gap that's missing in our community. We have to travel to Okeechobee or Sebring and Naples for a skate park. And I think it would be an awesome opportunity, not just a seasonal thing, but also a year-round activity that kids can really benefit from, get off their phones, socialize, and participate in what would be considered risky play, which is actually really, really good for mental health for children. And I've made a few contacts in Highlands County. I'm not sure if anyone knows, but I think Frank Breka did a video for Glades County, promoting Glades County, but he helped restore the Sebring skate park. And he's more than willing to help us kind of make contacts. He introduced me to someone who, or put me in contact with a contractor who does concrete work in skate parks. So, I mean, just to get our feelers out there, there are grants out there specifically for rural areas like ours for skate parks. So I know that's an opportunity that we could try to get funding for it.
Okay. That wasn't so painful, was it?
No. But I know I've spoken with several community family members here, and they're not here tonight because of so much going on tonight, but they also have to travel, to go to any skate park, and they thought it would be an awesome thing for the kids.
Are you talking like a skateboard park?
Skateboard park.
Not old time skates like we used to.
Well, no, but
You can use
kids
rollerblades.
actually,
Yeah, bikes, yeah.
my kids take their skates there. I mean, because, they can go on the ramps and there, you'd be amazed what kids do these days with that kind of stuff.
Risky play.
So.
Hold on, you skated?
Do that,
4 wheels on each side.
Oh, wooden ring.
Yeah, we had a key, we turned.
Yeah.
I did skate though.
What was the gentleman's name from Sebring?
Frank Breka.
We would have to look into how that affects our
Insurance.
liability insurance, I'm sure.
Insurance is gonna be the big.
Well, I'm sure that we would be able to kind of get in contact with our neighboring communities that have skate parks and find out what they do. The ones that we visited have massive, skate at your own risk, wear gear, we're not liable signs.
Waivers or whatever.
No
Yeah.
waivers. You don't. I know Highlands County and Sebring, they do say that you have to go to the city to sign a waiver, but they do not enforce it.
Well, now that it's online and you just said that.
It wouldn't preclude still getting sued though, that's the problem.
Right.
Whether they signed the waiver.
And we're self-insured through a pool, so we have to be careful how it affects the city rate. So that would be really the biggest impediment, so.
Right.
We can look into it though.
Yes, sir.
And then grant for it, to build it. And good for him.
I can see where we're giving some to do.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
Getting off the streets,
Yeah.
Kids play on the streets.
No, the one in
Got
Naples
nowhere
is
else to
pretty
go.
nice.
It is. It's very nice. You know, my generation is the generation, and a little bit before me too, is the generation that really kicked off the X Games and alternative sports. And, you know, I didn't grow up with a skate park, but I always thought it would be really cool to have one. And I think it's a neat opportunity. If we can do it and provide it for our kids, why not?
Okay. All righty. Thank you, ma'am.
We'll investigate the insurance side of it.
Yes, sir.
First.
Okay.
That's where I was at.
Item number 8, discuss and/or approve moving forward with draft ordinance 357, increasing garbage rate.
So there's a, hopefully close to the final product draft. And for this and the next ordinance, you all may want to take a look at it first. We can come back at the next meeting and go ahead and do the first reading of it, because it could always be amended upon the second reading, because then we're gonna have to publish, so we want to get the show on the road.
Mhm.
So you,
So we can read it today.
We wouldn't read it tonight. We would do the first reading at the next meeting.
This is just like if you wanted to add something to it
Yeah, just
after looking at it.
FYI, to look at the semi-finished product, and then if you have obviously some issues or changes, we can talk about them, but we can go ahead and do our first reading and then be in the pipeline to do the publication ahead of time. So this way we're timely with the second reading for the end of June, and this way it's in place by the July 1st.
Did anybody see anything that, they want?
I kind of got a hold of some of it on Sunday, was doing some editing, so, yeah, I know.
Look at it carefully.
Yeah.
I got a few questions. So on the first page,
Are you on the rules or the rates?
I'm on fees required,
Okay.
letter A. It says each residential unit, commercial unit, and school complex. I was curious of why the school complex was distinguished in there and not, say, like the jail or the courthouse. Is it, what's different?
A lot of it goes back to the ordinance is so old. We're working from that draft. That's why I kind of got a hold of it for my first edit. So what I did is I printed it out because I'm better working now with semi-finished product. So I was going to go back through. That was actually something I had
I just didn't.
noticed that where it might be better to term it like a public facility or something.
Yeah, it was already in there that way.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Without
So-
redoing the whole thing, because I
Yeah.
was trying to do this, and I get frustrated when I have to type. So,
All right. My next question is on the cans section. It says they will be required to pay for the additional service if they choose to have multiple services. What are you calling a multiple service? Like if they wanted that extra 96?
If they wanted
can?
another 96 gallon can to be able to
Yeah,
put out
that's
both cans on their pickup day, they would have to pay for both services. Yes.
And my other one,
we could probably better define multiple services.
my last one was on page 3. It says no garbage container or trash container shall be installed in such a manner that a bottom or bottoms therefore shall be at an elevation, blah, blah, blah. Nothing permanent shall be placed on the city right of way to hold garbage cans. And as I read through it, I didn't see in there where it said that the cans are to be placed and removed from the roadway the day of the service. That might need to be put in storing of trash. I'll find another spot too for it, but
And
that's
storing
not
of
in there.
trash.
And one of the things too was the examples that you have, that we had in here where it says that you can, put your garbage can next to an object, like a power pole, things of that. But I would like to add, I would like to specifically add mailboxes and street signs. That's mostly where I see people putting them. There's not so much in the power pole ain't that big of a deal, They're not supposed to put them there, but in front of the mailboxes, I mean, for as long as I can remember, that lady gets out of her car and has to jerk the mailboxes or them garbage cans out of the way. And that's something we also need to tell our guys is when they empty them, if they pick them up and they're in front of the mailbox, don't put them back in front of the mailbox. Put them behind it because the mail lady's on her way. But I'd like that to be added in here, the mailboxes specifically. And that's all I saw from reading over it. We still have a chance to add a few things.
Yeah, you'll have a full month.
Yeah, okay. I'm fine with the effective date. I'm fine with the pricing. I'm ready for the next step.
Brad, you're gonna be good with the cans by July 1st?
They're all put
They're
together.
good.
So
Okay.
We'll be making some new ones over there by now, from Youngins.
And that was one thing that talks about the people are gonna have to pay for it if they damage it or this, that, but we didn't put in there that we would replace the wheels or the handle. I know there's.
But that's
some-
why it says if damaged by the customer / resident.
I just wanna make
Yeah.
sure when they call that we're all on the same page. and
Yep,
clear.
yep.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor, on
Okay, anybody got anything else?
You are not allowed to take my pen. You stole it last time.
Discuss, item 9, discuss and/or approve moving forward with draft ordinance 358, updating garbage rules.
Don't you need a motion on it?
We have to do, yeah.
No,
No,
no, because we're gonna do the first reading next
Yeah.
month, next meeting. And then we'll do it at that point.
and I'm assuming item 9 would be sort of like
Same.
the same
comment.
the, we're
thing.
just talking.
Yeah,
And we're still gonna meet July 1st.
Because you'll have the time.
okay. Everybody, does anybody need to discuss anything on item 9?
I'm good. I
Okay.
got some garbage stuff.
Okay. Item 10, report of officers. Larry?
Today, we had a meeting of our local technology planning team group up in the county. Their focus really is on broadband. Back in February of 2023, Comcast submitted broadband fiber optic application to the state, and they were awarded about a $6 million grant to do the broadband in Morgan, Lakeport, Ortona, about 160 miles. Well, this, like I said, they submitted on their own. We did not have to approve it or disapprove it. It was their option to submit it. And then, so I asked again today with the representative from Comcast about the status of this project. And basically, they're back still doing the same thing, saying they're still trying to select subcontractors to go out and do the work. Now, of course, this has been the same answer that's been for the last every 6 months. You get that same answer. So, like I said, we're not, they're under their own timetable, so we're not sure exactly when that's ever going to happen. One of the other questions that's come up is Glades Electric is using a company called Connexon Connect to basically build their system. What they're doing is they're putting up the fiber optics on their poles that run those kind of things. They're basically constructing the system, and then at the end of the period, Glades Electric will lease it back to Connexon Connect actually to run the service. I think. So one of the questions that has come up is, this Connection Connect is offering to do this for other entities that are, even though it may not be in the Glades Electric service area, but they can come in and install a network for them. Now we know already that some of the Glades Electric is coming in the city. I know there's a fiber optic line, this little, outside the library there, in that, I guess you call it a vault, kind of, there's a fiber optic line coming in there. But to fund the installation of that system, the construction of that system. There are probably some grants out there that we could get to assist, but I guess if that's an option you want to look at, we probably have to have them do a feasibility study to look at, what had to be done, how much it would cost, that kind of thing, to install that system. Once if we did that, the city would own that system. So I just was here to talk about, if we want to pursue that option. Obviously, we had the Comcast one really has no impact on us. We have no control over it either. So whenever it does get built, it probably will get built, but we're not sure when. That'd be their system, but so I mean, I just here to get some feedback on, do we want to approach them? I think Glades Electric as of today has like 822 connections up and running. In some areas, it's already up and running. Some of the feedback, I know we have a couple people in here that are getting their service. They're saying it's pretty good service. They've had many things. I was just trying to get some direction on. Is this an option you want to pursue?
Do you know if we would do the same thing? We would, once we connect it, they would take over the billing.
Yes.
The Connexon would handle the billing side of it,
Yes.
just like Glades Electric is doing.
Just they would operate
Right.
the system.
And one thing that's been discussed, the company that has the contract to do us, they're gonna do all the other contracts before they get to the 1 square mile to us. They're gonna do the bigger contracts.
Bang for the buck.
We may maybe another year, maybe 2 years before they get to us, once the funding is released.
They have, the funding's been released, but like I said, what they're having to do is, since there's so many contracts throughout the state, I guess they're trying to get subcontractors in each area to do the work, because obviously they can't do it in-house. But,
So help me, what is your question? You want us to,
do we want to approach
Next on.
Connection Connect to have them do a feasibility study on what it would take and how much it would be to build our own
Us
fiber
build it.
Broadband.
City building?
They would build it, I mean, as our contractor, and then, like I said, it would we'd be paid for to be our fiber optic network when it's done.
I would personally like to see how much it would cost us to do it. I mean, those guys are here, they're working, you can see them all around. I think it's gonna be the fastest way to get it broadband in the city
While they're here.
while they're here.
Who would do the study?
We would, Connection Connect, we'll do the feasibility study. Like I said, they do one they've been doing one for each Glades Electric area.
They're working on the substations, they've done this substation.
They have to develop the study, so we would have to have them.
Where would you, how would you fund this? What bank account?
This would probably fit very well into the ARPA program, because going back to when they enacted the ARPA, one of the original purposes was broadband expansion. So we could probably use the lease to do the feasibility study to see how much of a capital investment it would take.
Okay.
Wouldn't hurt, will it?
We could definitely do a look and then do a time frame of when they could come to install it.
That would.
And it would probably pay off, easing our mind knowing they could come in a year or.
Well, you've got some businesses coming into town that they're gonna need the faster internet.
It's economic.
I think, yeah. So
I'll make a
motion by Jake,
Second.
seconded by Brad,
do a feasibility.
to do a
study.
feasibility study with
I have a hard time with that too.
Connexon.
Connexon for a fiber optic broadband feasibility study. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
I distributed a letter to each of you earlier about changing my schedule. One of the things, you identified with changing the schedule would probably save a little bit of money without having to make a couple of different contributions. Again, I said, it's really not changing any kind of duties or anything else. It's just schedule. So I was, I'm not sure that you need a motion to do that, but I would certainly like to have
Approval.
approval to.
It's the function overall the same. You're just changing your schedule, and you're gonna have like set periods. I think, or if he needs to come in.
I spoke to council and I spoke to Mr. Tibbs. I'm sure y'all did too. By this change, he's not saying that he's not gonna be here on Friday. It just gives him the option that if there's something more going on, that's what he's gotta go and do it this time. And if we give it 6 months and it's not working out, we can always go back. Personally, I don't have a problem with it.
No,
Me neither.
I don't have a problem with it either. I think we should, allow it till the end of the year to look at it.
It's good. I like good to the
we can get the city's business done in 40 hours. Let's do it.
I think he deserves it.
Absolutely.
But when the rest of the employees come back and tell me they want to work 4 10s, I'm gonna put it into it.
No, that's
Yeah.
not happening.
This is not a 410 schedule.
Oh, it's already going through her mind.
Oh, I'm planning.
Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, Larry, you're good. We don't need a motion for that. Okay.
And I think it's it. If anybody has anything for me.
Nope.
As far as the update for the project, I think we're still planning on paving next week. We're trying to get everything else buttoned up this week, so I think we're still planning on paving next week.
And the concrete people are coming back next
They'll be
week.
back before the papers get here, yes.
Okay. Anybody anything for Larry? Seeing none, Mr. City Attorney.
So we finally got the paperwork back from the church for the land swap, and Ashley's going to record that part of it tomorrow. And then we already had recorded our deed today, so that'll be done by tomorrow. So,
So they got their paperwork done. They got their paperwork done.
yes, sir. I had prepared a resolution that I attached as an exhibit to the deed just to show, because like I said, their corporate structure was a little whack. So I wanted to show that there was the authority from their board that approved it. So the only other thing I have is on a Moorhaven restaurant. I did go ahead and send a letter to the new owner, which is the land trust. I forget the name. Ashley has a copy of the letter if y'all need it.
I just forwarded it to you.
Oh, okay, good. Trying to see if, the change is to avoid the lien or the change is to do something with the property and flush it out and go from there. So hopefully it'll be the latter and we can get that property going again. So that's all I have.
Okay, anybody got anything for Steve? Thank you, Steve. City clerk.
I actually do have something this time. We have 2 people that have came to us about setting up tents for firework sales for 4th of July. I'm not sure how y'all would normally handle that. This is the first time this has come up since I've been here. One wants to set up over by the little fruit cup place where Inspirations was, right in front of that. And then the other one wants to set up in the Seacoast parking lot.
Yeah, Seacoast parking lot.
The
Okay.
old Seacoast building.
Do they have approval from the owner?
He's working on getting us paperwork on that, the one guy for that one. And then the other guy has approval from the other owner
Okay,
to use it June 20th through the July 5th. They've said that City of Clewiston and a couple other ones do not allow them to set up in the city limits. That's why I wanted to just go ahead and bring it to y'all's attention before I said
Well, I
that they
think
could
we
or could
probably
not.
need to run it by Mr. LaRue too.
Okay,
You can forward it to him. He usually responds pretty quick on those.
okay.
And keep in mind, these aren't,
They're temporary.
yeah, but they're not like barbecue weekend warriors. These people that are, they're gonna bring a tent that you walk through, like the ones you see at the Tractor Supply parking lot in Okeechobee, you know, the big stuff. They're well insured, and for him to be able to put a fireworks on the Seacoast Bank parking lot, he knows that owner. That whole group that's involved, they're from Lake Placid. They have a fireworks store.
Well, that guy specifically says he has a $2 million policy that would include the city as an additional insured. He says, I clean the area personally. There's always someone on the property 24/7 for the duration of the event. He's going to have a porta potty, a generator for the interior lights and the cash register. He doesn't allow smoking, alcohol, or lighting of any fireworks at any time. He's going to have 3 banners that will be attached to the tent. He's currently located in Lake Placid, Arcadia, LaBelle, Lehigh, and South Bay. And
Let's see what
his
Jim-
dates are June 27th to July
Jim
5th.
says.
Yes, I'll defer to Mr. LaRue.
But he's wanting permission for every year, 2 times a year.
We would do it on, if
This
do it once, you
Well,
want to see how it goes
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
I think we need to let Jim look into it and table it till the next meeting.
It's put on the agenda.
Agreed.
That would give him time.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody got anything for Ashley?
I do. Did anyone call you about taking the state marquee for the cypress tree?
Mm-mm.
Did you? No, you? Okay. Our dedication plaque for the cypress tree is gone. And there's a letter there from the State Historical Society, and you can't read the whole letter. That's why I was asking. I didn't know if they brought a copy into you, but they confiscated it. As much as I can read in the letter in the plastic to redo it and bring it back. But it doesn't say when they're going to bring it back. It doesn't say,
So they took our sign.
well, it's their sign.
Okay.
But we were wanting someone to redo it when we put it back up. But I didn't know if they stopped by and said, I'm taking your sign.
I'll have to ask the girls if they came in one day
Maybe,
when I wasn't
maybe they
there.
came off, maybe while you were over there, maybe.
When you first started that story, I thought, well, it could be our normal regular.
That's the thing, somebody
Yeah,
had to
I was
get
thinking.
a couple wrenches because Bassman didn't piddle around when they built that thing.
Yeah.
But you talk about your heart fall out of your chest. I walked up there the other morning, it's just the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I have. But if you would check in, maybe go down there, take the letter off there and bring it up to City Hall if they don't have one here, or
Okay.
phone number. I'd like to know how long.
Okay.
We're gonna have a ribbon cutting ceremony eventually, so we want that.
Like to have it back.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So.
Okay.
Thank you, Ashley.
Okay. Craig A. Smith. Not here.
Well,
See
he's
it?
here.
I'm here.
Do you want to address anything?
I'm not gonna stay. For the meeting to help her.
Okay. CAS Governmental Services.
I'll be short. Thank you for having me, Mayor, council members, appreciate it. I just wanted to bring you up to date on the grants that we're doing. The water quality grant portal is open. I started inputting a water treatment plant expansion project into that portal. And they've added some new questions. Some of them I can't answer. So I've reached out to Greg Geritana and with Craig A. Smith and Associates to help me with the formula for the nutrient reductions. So I can't just come up with an answer. I have to have something legitimate. So, and then the DEO or the Florida Commerce, the grant for out here, we've signed a time extension agreement, and that's in the, we did that back at the end of May. Did you get an assigned contract yet?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay, they're a little slow. And then for the DEP feasibility study, the HL 208, the quarterly report was submitted back in April. We're in compliance, and the next reporting period won't be until for the period ending June. So we'll continue to work through that. The vulnerability assessment, we did test one tonight at the public hearing. So we're on time for that, for adhering to those compliance. And for the DEP portion of the stormwater improvement, we're working on a payment request. So just to kind of bring up to date what we're doing. Legislative wise, the budget is still not signed. Maybe nothing until after the holiday. I don't know if he'll make it close to June 15th like he did last year. There's 104 bills still left waiting to present to the governor. While I was coming out here, my phone was dinging, so more bills have been sent to him, but I don't know what they are yet. So I could tell by the ding, it was lobby tools. As I see a bill that's been signed by the governor that's affecting the city, I've sent Larry a couple. The affordable housing one was just signed by the governor, and then building regulations one was signed by the governor. So I provided like a synopsis and the backup documentation, the actual copy of the bill, the Florida chapter, and the last staff analysis. Those are very helpful for me. Since I'm not a lawyer, some of the information in the bills is easily identified through staff analysis. And that's all I have tonight. If you have anything for me.
I do, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead, Jake.
Thank you, Connie, for being here. Orlando, this couldn't happen at a better time if the council would please. We've asked Connie to go to Tallahassee and get money for this, get money for that. Grateful for everything, for what she's done that looks out here every morning with this new project. But you step back and look at it, the project isn't complete. We didn't finish going down the road. One of the drainage boxes is already in. I'd like to put it on the council's priority list since she's here. And I believe with the stormwater DEP grant, we could get funding to finish the road out front. I think it needs to be on our high priority list along with the other things we've asked her for, but it's a project incomplete. And
From Riverside to.
How far are you considering?
from right here where we stopped to
The old bridge.
Avenue L.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would complete this. And we could call it, the phase 2 of the Caloosahatchee Stormwater Treatment Project.
Yeah.
We know that we're gonna go at least 6 foot demucking here and there. We don't need 50 parking spots like we have over here, maybe just a few angled spots in front of the docks because people do use their vehicles when they come into town at those boat areas. Sidewalk down this side and the curbing and whatever Orlando feels that we need for drainage, because as right now that all that water's, it's coming right back here. So I guess I'm entertaining the council to grant wishes for Connie to seek funding and for Orlando to give Connie some numbers to seek funding. Not everybody talk at once. But we got them in there.
Is that a motion?
Well, that's, I'm
okay with that.
Okay, got a motion by Jake, seconded by Lisa to have Connie look for more money.
Caloosahatchee
Stormwater project
Phase
number 2 phase, yeah.
All right, Grand Portal's open until June 30th.
And that's the DEP.
It's the DEP portal.
Okay. Any questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
Is that something that you can put together by the time the portal closes?
Yes, we'll do an estimate based on what we have
Thank you.
on this.
Wasn't it originally engineered to do that?
No, we stopped. It was on our big wish list at the beginning. We talked about going a little farther. Yeah, when we were moving the hydrant and this and that, and I don't know why when we talked about this in the past, why I didn't say go all the way to Avenue L. I think I kept saying go around the park that's considered the park to me, but I wasn't specific, so I think the project stopped out front here because I didn't word it correctly.
I have a question. Is there enough room for angle parking or parallel?
That is his question.
Parallel, that's a wide street.
Okay, I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's right. And like I say, we don't need just a handful over there.
As long as we have striping,
Yeah.
and signs.
I don't know if you'd even need to get into the handicap parking over there on that side of any means, that would be, you'd have to look that up, but.
Okay. All right.
Thank you,
We'll
Ms.
see what
Connie.
we can do.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Tibbs needs to send an email to your office for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Connie.
Oh, you want.
F, Public Works Superintendent.
I really don't have a lot today. I did look at the piece of land there on Tobias, south of Tobias, at First Street. It's all grown up and grown behind some houses there. It's gonna take more equipment than we have. That's pretty substantially grown up in there. We've been load a little bit what we could.
CHL Holdings.
CHL Holdings.
They need to clean up their own mess. Absolutely.
Has she initiated anything code enforcement wise?
I didn't see it on the list, but they're hard
No.
people to get a
Yeah,
hold
they
of.
are very hard.
They're not hard to get a hold of.
Mhm.
When they want something, they'll get a hold of you in a heartbeat, trust me.
So send them a letter.
Well, but she needs to follow the code enforcement.
Yeah, I'm
process.
with you. Okay. You'll, Mr. Tibbs will make sure that happens.
I think she has reached out to them.
I would just cite them.
Do we, so like when you're going down through here where the gate is to get into that property, do we own a right of way going down that ditch and then to the back of it against the other? Do we have a right of way there?
The county has the one to Tobias,
Okay,
to my extent, to the ditch.
but this one's ours.
This thing.
So my question is, if we go through this a couple of weeks and we can't get a hold of him, when he says clean up and more equipment, what we need is a skid steer with a mulcher on it to drive through there and mulch it all up.
We're not gonna do that before going to court.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Even though it's our right of way,
Well, we can clear our right of way, but we're not going to clear somebody else's property.
No.
But how
that
far?
magnitude.
Well,
By the way, 25 feet from the center line of First Street.
so we would be able to go in there with a machine
On our,
on our right of way
On our
and
right of
clean our
way.
right of way.
correct.
for-
so from the center of our road to,
Which would be
25 foot.
anyway in the ditch.
yeah.
So nothing on, wouldn't even be anything on that side of the
Yeah.
hill.
Yeah, on
Okay.
that side that you could get
Okay.
to.
Okay. All right, that was my question. Just see if we can get in there and clear it up a little
That's
bit
who
to
it
ease some of the stress, but
Okay.
Go right there in the belt,
that wouldn't help them out over there. No,
JHL.
okay.
Mhm.
right there. in
Country
the
Homes
second
land.
hole,
Burn.
When you're
second
coming
hole,
down
the old golf course.
80.
Okay, I know what we're talking about.
All right.
Other than that, the only other thing was the water park, and I'm finding somebody else to do that. I've sent numerous emails. And
Do we have the dashboard or whatever that we bought? Do we have that or does the other guy have
But
that?
He had another piece coming that it just goes kind of with that.
Uh-huh.
He ordered it, but that's his loss now. 'cause he wanted-
Okay, but we have the original, what we need to reinstall. Okay, so maybe we can make some phone calls and try to find something.
This been going on for 2 years.
You know, maybe call John Miller. He's,
I think,
did you, John Miller? He's a pretty techie guy with some fine tuned stuff like that. And I'm not saying anyone else isn't, but
Yeah.
Whited Electric in LaBelle. Whited. He's pretty good.
I just wasn't sure if we had that system for sure or not.
So I was trying to stay with small electric, but.
No, I mean,
He had already
no,
ordered the piece and put money out on it.
Yeah.
He won't answer me back. He's just gonna be out his money.
yeah. You know, we try to find
I gave
somebody
him too much time.
if we can for sure.
and I mean,
Other than that, that's really all I've got. So they moving on, getting hot.
Mhm.
Grass can start growing.
Be busy.
Okay, anybody-
Clean up stuff that I forgot to mention. It's gonna take a machine with a decent open style bucket to clean up from that goes down railroad. I mean, it's.
I don't think skid steer is gonna do that back there.
It will take a bigger machine than that.
Yeah.
You could give them some relief with a skid steer, you know,
Yeah.
somebody go in
Yeah.
and clean it back 20, 30 feet, and just get.
That's what I was,
Yeah.
I was gonna just suggest go behind those houses and clear some relief back there.
Yeah, man, it's bit, yeah.
I mean, and what's he gonna do? He's gonna take us to court and we're gonna take him back to court, you know? I mean,
I wonder how much of that does Miss Maisie own? Do you know? Did she say?
Through the years, I couldn't figure that right.
No,
it just shows it's wrong.
Yeah.
And there's so many fences when you go in there, you can't
Yeah.
tell which fence is original.
Okay, does anybody got anything for Brad?
The only thing I had was just hurricane season coming, just poles and all that kind of stuff. Just get with the guys, make sure all that's good, and if we need anything, let us know so we can get it ordered.
King's been on top of it. He's been in here. Every time he uses something, he's replenishing it.
Yeah, good.
Cut him off.
Yeah.
And I see you got a lot of electrical
Well,
stuff.
electricity's kind of important, guys.
You get that electricity cut it off.
You know, I get all the emails and stuff from the storm that went through Tallahassee, everything, they just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Which they had a major tornado.
Yeah, you can't.
They needed help. Has anybody got this, that, send it to us.
I think they lost like 435 holes or something like that.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Okay. Approval, item 11, approval of the bills in the amount of $51,323.40.
Motion to approve the bills of 51,000.
Motion by Jake, second by Brad. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12, citizen comments, general concern. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Yes, sir.
Just a quick question from tonight. You talked about the fiber optics, and what is your base? Because are you talking about your current people who are on the utility for City of Glades County or Glades County proper?
Well, Glades Electric is already doing it on Glades County. So anything, if you have Glades Electric, it's already gonna be available to you through Glades Electric. They're putting it on their own poles. So we are gonna put it on, well, we are going out to see if they'll put it, and then it'll just be the city. So if you're on Glades Electric,
No, we on city.
oh, I thought you said outside, yeah.
No, the reason I was asking, because like in the case of the ditch on Tobias, that's city versus county. And that's why I was saying is, are you talking about city proper, or are you talking about the ones who are the customers of city of Moorhaven Utility? Because then that makes a
No.
difference.
City limit. City
So
limit.
for that, it's city limits. So in this case, when you talk about that, it does not include Washington Park,
That's the county.
That's county.
That's the county.
but we pay city utilities. Why wouldn't it be with the city utilities since you put it on city poles, and the poles out in Washington Park is city, right?
Because they have the franchise.
I'm just asking.
Well,
Because we're
he just
talking about
answered it.
providing it.
the
I
co-op,
just want clarification.
the co-op owns the franchise for that territory.
Who?
The co-op.
Glades Electric Co-op owns the franchise for that territory. We only, they don't have a franchise over the city limits part, although they do still,
Down past.
yeah, past, like River Gardens, I
River
think.
Gardens.
Yeah. They kept that when that came into the city. So it's a territorial thing. So that's through Glades County Electric Co-op.
But our electricity is
But-
from the
but-
city
but-
of.
We don't control that's what I'm telling you, it's not our territory. That's the co-op's territory. So it's not a city utility, there may be services billed, but it's the co-op's territory. So they're responsible for what goes on in that territory, like anywhere else that they service.
Okay, I'm just clarification, because I was thinking, okay, it's on the same
You
building.
thought it was city
Yeah, no, it's not.
property.
Not.
Clarification.
Yeah.
The second thing, you talked about the opening up of the portal for the grants.
Yes, sir.
Is that the same as the one that we talked about? You said that you would have to vote to see what projects you wanted to go for the grants, and we talked about that for the sewer system for Washington Park. The one that was gonna go up to $6 million, is that
No,
part of that? only?
That's different.
Different?
He's talking about the phases on the joint authority side on the sewering, as
Phase two
opposed
for
to
what?
DP portals for, yeah. So there's a phasing, I think, through the joint authority to include what you're asking, I believe.
Well, the last time we talked about it, we said the next time that the portal opens, and I was saying, is that the same portal? Because you talked about for the units going back into the lake, which is part of the whole issue about getting rid of the septic tanks. And last time we was here, it was stated that we would need to vote to see if that would be one of the projects that we want to put in when the portal opens. So I was saying, is that the same one or not?
There's several different portals.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah,
asking,
there's
because
several.
it just sounded like, I said, portal,
Yeah, there's several.
nutrients, that
There's-
sound like the
there's-
same thing.
Many portals.
But what you're talking about for septic to sewer would be for the joint authority, not the city. Now, it's the city and the county together, it's a different meeting, but it's a different board, but then that goes into the overall plan. And that I can't speak to where we are in that.
We had that project in our legislative request last year,
Last year.
but it did not get funded.
For Washington Park.
Yeah, but like you say, is there also now a grant portal open we could resubmit and get?
Yeah, we've been asking for that project for 3 years.
When we say we though, that's through
The
the,
CCPWA.
through the authority.
Wayne County.
Correct. So I'll make sure, because we're two different
I
boards.
know
So I
it's
just want to
a
make
board,
sure we're telling you right.
But when I asked about it, and we talked about that, it would be one of the things that need to be voted on, and it was here. I remember when I asked about it, because we said, okay, it closed, it's gonna open up, that'd be something that we consider to put on it. And that was in this meeting.
I think that was at the CCPWA meeting.
No, I only been at one, and we talked about it, that was here.
Well, but
Okay.
we're not septic to sewer as far as that's concerned. That's through the joint authority.
Okay, I got it.
But I think
Yeah. When you go for a legislative request, you have to rank them.
right.
This, we're looking at another grant board that's open where we don't necessarily have to rank them. We can just submit it.
Submit.
But like I said, we'll try it again. We've been to this a couple of
So that'll
times.
just need to go on, because aren't we meeting on the joint authority on
Yeah.
Tuesday instead of Monday?
Have them ratified.
So just,
Yeah, because of the holiday.
yeah, we'll just do it at that point, at that time,
Ratify the.
through that board. So I get
That's
You're on
been
my radar.
territories, boards, yeah, I know.
way over 3 minutes, man.
2 questions.
Yeah. Not anybody else? Okay, thank you. Yes, sir, little buddy.
Hi, my name's Ella Taylor. The reason why I want a skate park here is because I had to drive about 30 minutes to an hour to a skate park, and well, I really didn't have any like way to go without my parents driving me, and I don't get to go there really often. So I'm really want to get a skate park here.
Okay, man.
Okay.
Anybody else?
He was as articulate as some of the seniors the other night.
Yeah,
You
okay.
meant those seniors, not us seniors.
No, he meant, no. Steve, he did mean you seniors. Okay, item 13, mayor and council to give reports. Jay?
Did you have something? Amanda, did you have anything?
No, I just
Okay.
came for support at the skate park.
Okay, all right, sorry. I do have something, Clay.
Go ahead, Jay.
Can we see about getting a bulldozer scheduled to clean up some Avenue R down there, shove them ponds in a little bit? Some of those pipes and stuff that are sticking out of there, we can get somebody to crawl out there with a sawzall, cut them protruding pipes out of there. They're not supposed to be in there, but it just kind of looks like it looks kind of trashy. And what I'm getting at too, at the same time, is I would imagine that the school is going to be wanting to put some of their materials there when they get going with their stuff. We're running out of property over there. I'd even be willing to see what Ridgedale would charge us to come in one day, to do a day's worth of work with their bulldozer.
That's probably gonna be your best bet. Just let them do it.
You know, I mean, they're gonna come back here with a low boy right away and get this big roller out here, so they could bring maybe the dozer back at the same time to help save on some of the transport fee. But we need to just keep shooting. We need to clean the avenue Farmville, please, Brad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we need to just clean, you know, even if we just push that dirt in that pond, not all of it, you know, save some of it, but
Maybe.
we can recap it. You know?
And maybe ask Wayland to give you a price.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's probably gonna be expensive, but I'd rather pay and have it done than have to wait on the county for, you know, rainy season or another month or so. And we're running out of places to burn right there. I mean, the piles.
That pile probably almost fill up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not talking about the whole dirt pile. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the concrete you got in front of it, and maybe all the new smaller material that's out around the front of it, and maybe shave some of that hill off in there if you want, you know. Another thing was,
Make that hell into a
I'd like to get an appointment. I'd like, for the irrigation up here. I've been working on an irrigation plan. And I talked to Waylon this morning, and we kind of walked around and looked where it was broke. So I was wanting to see if I couldn't maybe get you to have Ian, and myself and you, or, you know, just I'd help them. We'll get it turned on, see where it's leaking. We might be able to cap some of it, because we are going to have to get an irrigation company here to do some work. But maybe one day next week we could get together and turn it on to see if it's in the scope that we can fix it, or if we are going to have to hire it out. The last thing I have is, from what I understand on the Mr. Baez property, was that he was given the notice to leave the property. But then at the same time, I understand that if, and this is what I don't understand, I guess, I've been told that as long as he continues to pay some type of money to the court
Registry.
To the court registry, that he can.
Well, there was a
that
deadline for him to pay what he owed, but I couldn't tell you if he has or hasn't, what the date was. I think Ashley's been keeping up with it.
It's all passed, but even can he go up there, even though he's been told to leave, can he go up there next month with another $100 or whatever the money is and pay the court to stay there and prolong
I'm
that?
not sure. I would have to ask the other attorney who's handling that. I can look at it if you can send me.
But didn't he? I thought he was evicted.
But he's appealing, and then the judge gets another bite at the apple, so to speak. And
so, how many bites of the apple does he continue to get in the city?
Good question. I don't know.
That's what I'm wanting to know.
That's what I would ask the
That's what I'm
judge.
wanting.
That apple's fixing to run out.
That apple's rotten. That's what I'm.
Yeah, waiting for that.
Oh, I'll look into it.
Thank you. That's all I have.
All right. Lisa?
I just wanted, for the boat fees, if we need to have a workshop, I know we talked about that last time, but I really want to get that going with the dockage so we can adjust those rates.
Yes.
And then, Mr. Tibbs, if you will ask Ms. Fisher about the meeting with the Sheriff's Department for June and what date that is scheduled, and let us know, please. And that's all I had.
I forgot something in my report.
Go ahead.
On the street parking over here, Mr. Decker, on the side. So you're gonna have 3 or 4 parking spots, and then there's gonna be a little curved island that comes out. And in that little curved island, there's supposed to be bahia grass. And that's kind of defeating our purpose of blowing grass out on the, out here. So what I would like to do, since the concrete, Waylon mentioned it to me, since the concrete's coming this week, the islands are already part of the project, but instead of putting dirt and grass in them, I want to cap them over with concrete. And when that's done, like we talked about earlier, just the old ceramic flower pots or some kind of set on that concrete island with a small bush. It's going to take care of the maintenance big time.
Yeah, take care of maintenance, and it's more room for skateboards.
There you go. But that I need to make that change order, Mr. Tibbs. If I'd like to make a motion to concrete those islands
Yeah,
in.
these guys are agreeing with it. I don't see any.
It's gonna
concrete.
Lack of we won't have any mowers up
Yep.
there. They're not gonna weed eat it. It'll be
Simple sign.
simple sign.
Yeah.
So that's my motion, is to make a change order number 7
Okay.
in county. And you might talk to him, he might be able to fix that computer in that water park.
Yeah.
He's pretty geeky too. He looks tired.
I second that motion to cap the islands.
Motion by Jake, second by Alicia, to cap the islands. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Mark,
I'm good.
Brad,
Good here.
I guess we need to look at having Alicia's when she gets back to discuss some things with this, Form 6, since it's new to some of us. Make sure we fully understand what they're wanting. And that's all I've got, other than that. So,
And the Form 6 has to be filed online, so. There's no paper copy, so.
okay. So, I mean, how do you, I'm assuming you've done
Yes.
Isn't there a video about it?
She
Alicia said
There
she
is?
will tell you.
She said you come up there, she'll walk you through.
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
You got an appointment with her, Alicia, so do I.
Well, I need one, cause how in depth do they want us to go?
Alicia will let you know.
Everything.
Basically, anything like $1,000 or more, you have to identify it in there. And same thing with what you owe, anything over $1,000 you owe has to be identified in there.
That won't take long, that'll
And
be.
then, you know, it balances on certain things. That's why a lot of cities, a lot of the council people quit, is because, you know, they don't want their stuff being out there, being a public record. I mean, so a lot of places where 2 or 3 of them were quit prior to December 31st because they just didn't want to put their stuff out there. But it you know, depending on what you have, it's not a big deal.
I filled mine out and it like literally 15 minutes. It's a lot quicker than listening to that class that we take in January.
Said by the 10th, so.
It's very self-explanatory.
A lot easier than the ethics.
Yeah, a lot easier than the ethics class. It took me about 15 minutes.
I wish the ethics class was 15 minutes. But it may be, some of us might sleep through it. All right, I'm good. Discuss financial statements if needed.
I have nothing.
15 is adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Jake, second by Alicia. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We're adjourned.
Oh, by the way, I am a city resident.